I can see why people go into the knife.
Oh, good lord, really?
That's
Of
it.
course, yeah. I can see.
You would go.
No, I'm not gonna, but I mean, I can see why they do.
I'm taking Ozempic suppositories.
Thank God. You need to get flushed out.
Does that mean you're vomiting all the time?
That's at least what he told me his name was.
No, it just means he doesn't feel like the urge to shit anymore.
He just does. I just shit. I don't even feel the urge anymore. It's amazing. I eat, it comes right out.
I think that is actually a really good body positive way of looking at that, John.
Yeah, because we already have them.
You know,
It's the final realization of the tube within a tube body plan.
dysmorphia. It's a positive. It's a net. It's a net gain.
It's a three-body problem.
Yeah.
They're fleeting expletives. They're fine. Fleeting expletives are, I mean, no graphic descriptions of sexual acts, you know, or anything like that.
What?
Yeah, I know. I was really disturbed by that too.
We're doing a year.
Too late for a refund?
I can do a year in review without telling you about all of the all right. I mean,
The spotlight is good, I guess. But
You know what's
gotta
really
put it on
cool?
blank screen with Sam
now that the
speaking.
Seychelles is mostly underwater, it's so easy to meet those girls. I'm just saying, as an aside, since it's 2028, you know, all they want is land, like dry land.
No, it's just these two.
Okay.
I'm about to say, you got a lot of money, man.
Well, now that
Just-
women don't menstruate anymore, we don't need the sanitary napkins, so it's a good secondary market.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no one misses that.
What I wanted to talk about was how much I loved 2028 and all the great things that are happening. It was probably one of my best years. I think my favorite thing that happened, from the entertainment sphere, is the new popularity of people calling each other cracker. I think Jelly Roll started it, and now I can say to you, I love you, my crackers. You are my crackers, and no one is more important to me than the crackers like you who've been down with me from day one here in the trailer park. So uhuru, my crackers.
You know, Mike, when you say that to me, I feel loved.
You should. It's not a word of hate. It's a word of love.
I mean,
It's not a
you're
hate
kind of
word
both
anymore.
my crackers.
And I thank Jelly Roll for that.
You're kind of both my crackers, and I don't know if I'm culturally appropriating that or not, but I do feel validated by it, at least partially.
And I
I don't
feel
know,
being
not-
validated as being called a cracker by you. I think,
I mean, even though you are Italian, John, I will call you a cracker because you earned it. You know,
I think I personally
you
have.
did and- Yeah. You guys earned it. You're one of us now.
So,
No, it was that, Jelly Roll Super Bowl halftime show is what I feel really brought it to the forefront of the nation. And, when the president did his famous, I love you, my crackers address from the Oval Office, that was just beautiful. It brought a tear to my eyes. And you say what you want about the man, he's a cracker too.
Seminal speech.
very few people could be twerking to the Oval Office like he can.
Yeah, and just I know it was amazing the thing with the National Archives, and when they announced to us that all the founding fathers were crackers, except for Benjamin Franklin. Turns out there was some Italian in there. Turned out, but he's one of us too now.
But you're right, we've come a long way. No longer is that considered a barrier to crackerhood. And I like that for America.
So,
Yeah, we don't have to apologize anymore. I say it with the hard R, cracker.
that makes all the difference.
Yeah.
For me, the biggest event in 2020, I knew climate change was happening. I sensed it. We told about it. But I really didn't expect Antarctica to spontaneously combust. That really threw me for a loop. And, and we're not talking glacier, we went up like a Roman candle. And you're like, wow, what's that about? And then it's like, oh, it's the meth labs. I had no idea that the international drug trade had been completely taken over and infiltrated by penguins distributing methamphetamines throughout the entire southern hemisphere. And I guess something went off. The meth labs went off, and it led to a fucking wave of twerked out, spun up penguins and avians taking over the Falkland Islands in Argentina. And I was okay with all. I mean, I kind of saw this and saw that, but then when the president took the penguin side, it just really threw me.
John, I mean, from a financial perspective, you have to understand that they work a lot cheaper than humans.
On methamphetamines?
Well, if the penguins are on methamphetamines, then yes, obviously. But no, the point is to put the human workers on methamphetamines made by the penguins because it's just cheaper all around from a manufacturing point of view. And that's really the point, is to increase manufacturing capacity, right? So of course we had to, go to Antarctica because it's the only place we can truly exploit. And that's really the spirit of the whole thing, isn't it? Like, why have capitalism if we are not going to voraciously devour every single resource for profit, and sometimes just for fun, because they're really adorable when they in the little suits with the little goggles and stuff. They're cute, dude. I mean, I'm sorry.
But when they get the facial tattoos and they try to cut you on the subway, it's rough, man.
I don't take the subway. I have a helicopter, so I don't know. Uber has helicopters now. It's awesome.
Yo, Mike.
Yeah, man, but
Yeah.
you know how much you can pay a strung out penguin for head? It's not a lot of money. That's all I'm saying. And from what I've heard, it's supposed to be pretty good.
With inflation, yeah, it's about, it runs between 2,000-3,000, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
base it.
It's thousands on the dollar, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know.
That reminds me of, speaking of Antarctica, the findings from the newly formed Harvard School of Flat Earth Studies.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they came out with it. That was, part of the explosion of Antarctica was why the school was formed with generous grants from the federal government and SpaceX. And it's did you read the papers just like this month? Have you seen it all? They discovered a micro black hole here in Galena, Brooklyn, in the back of a video store that has viewing booths, right? So there's like a viewing booth in this video store, and the Harvard Flat Earth Flat Earth School was able to find a micro black hole on the other side of this. What do they call it? A glory hole.
I've heard
that. It's right there in Galena, right under the BQE. The other thing is, you can go there and they actually have women working the glory holes. I know 100% sure it is women and not men, so it is okay.
And so, are you trying to tell me, Mike, that you put your unit into this area that has been excluded from causality, and somewhere on the other side, and it could be on the other side of the world, or even in another time, another space, or even another universe, someone is sucking that cock, and you're sure it's a woman?
It's definitely a woman, and I heard it referred to as a wormhole, which I was like, wow, that's amazing. But it's done wonders with for the current outbreak in New York City of the Eric Adams strain of super crabs. It just pulls them right off.
Dude, I wanted to get my wallet on the street last week.
I know this. They came from Turkey. They were imported, and they just kind of like.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Turkey.
Yeah, the super crabs. I mean, it's bad. We had the super gonorrhea and the super chlamydia, but at least now with the super crabs, we at least have something you can do about it, which is go down to Galena, neighborhood of Brooklyn, and go check out the micro black hole.
I love that. That's the one that sucks everything in, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's just amazing. Like, a lot of people are down about this year, but there's our shining spots.
I love the idea of
there's highlights.
in-person physical sex. Like that's
That's very quaint, isn't
yeah,
it?
it's very 2025, isn't it? Like, why bother? You can just strap the unit on and go AI, but that's cool. I like that. That's very, like, almost thoughtful of you.
Yeah, well, I'm a bit of a hipster at things like that. I drive a gasoline-powered car with a manual transmission, and, I like to just go to a real glory hole and, stick it in there.
That's amazing, man.
Not these robot glory holes. They just miss a certain feel,
My vibrator is powered on
I
diesel.
thoroughly tried the AI glory holes, and they're good, but there's just something about that analog feel, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I get it. And the problem with the virtual AI stuff is I got like 9 virtual children now.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah. And with the AI courts, like, they always side with the AI. I'm not saying they always side with the AI, but it feels like they do, because, like, that's a lot of support. I mean, that's billions and billions of quatlus that I got to pay every freaking month just to support them. It's the power that they consume. The power bill is enormous. It's just they're always hungry.
And that stuff. Hopefully, the Harvard School of Flat Earth Science is going to be able to harness the power of the micro black holes that can really generate more energy for our thirsty AI.
Well, with all the angular momentum, I'm sure going into it in Gowanus, or Gowanus.
Gowanus. It's pronounced Gowanus.
I'm sorry, I don't speak Brooklynese. Gowanus. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
What else blew you away? Sorry. In 2028.
I get it. That was a joke.
Me or Mike? Oh, me? I have to say that I think the financial world is in a much better shape than it's ever been at all. I started my new fund, No Futures, No Options, and it's just hard puts all the time on just materials and extraction. And I love the idea of micro black holes because I'm pretty sure we can mine those or create them in a lab, and then everyone can have a glory hole.
I think that's something we can all agree on.
The important part is to understand that none of this money is real, and you're never going to get any of it back. And the important part is just to continually consume things. So saving things, retirement, that kind of thing, it's completely pointless. And the more we embrace that, and I'm glad that we have, just the better off everyone's going to be. Like, I'm training my kids to be miners. Like, they're going to be extractors. Like, that's definitely going to be a solid future for them. 11 years old, working underground, extracting lithium for Elon Musk. Like, that is exactly where everyone should be.
I'm just hoping my children aren't bacon.
I agree. I'm so glad that the president finally did something about the crippling nearly 100% childhood unemployment crisis that had just hamstrung our economy for generations.
100%.
I'm so glad. Something's been done about
when
that.
they could be mining lithium. Like, dude, that's crazy. Like, we'll all starve to death if they do that. Like, that's stupid. Like, what are they going to?
I mean, it's like the Pope said. The children yearn for the mines.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. That's Innocent the Ninth, I think.
I believe so. Yeah. Yes.
They keep getting shot. It's really sad. Italy is out of control. Ideally, and I don't know from personal experience, but I do sit in on a lot of board meetings. But like the trend towards one company is really gaining traction. Like, all we need is one company, right? And it can handle everything for us, and we don't have to think about that stuff anymore. And I think that's really what we want. Like, do we want all of this chaos and fluctuation and ebbs and flows? No. We just want one steady hand that does everything for us, so we don't have to think about it. And this is why No Futures, No Options. I'm serious. You should really buy into it now, because I mean, it's only like 8 billion quatlus per share, which is nothing. That's like, what, a cup of coffee? It's great. And the return on it is that you won't be culled because you're a shareholder.
All you need to do is throw some cash in the glory hole.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Mike, how's your penis doing?
Oh, it's good. It's good. And like that's the you know. Oh shit! There's somebody at my door. Hold on, I gotta go.
Wow, you don't see that every day. So, what else happened to you in 2028, Brian? What blew you away?
Well, you know, at the risk of sounding flippant, John, I did adopt those AI penises kind of early. So speaking of blown away, yeah, I've had to go completely AI because there's just nothing left down there. It was an adjustment, I will say, but you know, with the right goggles and the right, you know, like Bluetooth gloves, like it feels like the real thing. You know, it's the Neuralink. So, you know, that really saved the whole thing. Like, it doesn't really matter to me, like, you know, that I'm a eunuch. I like that. And my singing voice got higher, so I'm happy about that, too. Other than that, I'm really glad that, you know, the flooding is not as bad as it could have been. You know, I love the new submarine subway. I think that's really cool for Lower Manhattan. I rode it once, actually. It was pretty neat. Like, you can see the sewage as you go around, like, Whitehall Street. Who needs ferries, right? When you got basically like Roto-Rooter at your service. It's really been cool. I don't have a lot to complain about, honestly. Like, I bet against humanity a long time ago, and I feel very vindicated.
What about Governor Eric Trump?
Well, I mean, I think...
And Assistant Governor Rubber Ducky.
I'm back. It was just my parole officer. He was just checking me up for my sex offender probation.
Oh, thank God. We were just discussing Governor Eric Trump.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that guy.
Yeah, and
what
Assistant
do I
Governor
say?
Rubber Ducky. Yeah.
I like, you know...
The duck I
what
like.
he did too. You know, there's not a lot to not like about the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The duck or the guy, or Eric?
Mayor Eric Trump and the duck. I mean, they're both doing amazing things for the state.
Well, he'll be governor next year, so like
Yeah.
that's a big step, and I think he's going to have to get used to doing even less. The ducky.
We can only hope so.
The ducky is the one. The rubber ducky, he's the one, and he I think kind of does everything. Instead, but you know, it's important to have a charismatic figurehead that's linked to our American autocracy in order to maintain stability. And again, like, you know, he's also on board with the one company slogan, and ever since I got my chip, so am I.
Yeah.
I was really, 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 really shocked when I found out that hamsters are white supremacists. Because I just can't support that.
That's tough on me because, you know, they're just so fucking cute, man. Like,
Yeah, but you know, they're looking at you and they're saying like, but is he white enough? And I don't know if I can make that.
it's true. You definitely can't. I mean,
I feel like that prioritizes lab mice because they're all white, and that's just, they're bred that way genetically. So, like, I mean, where are the hamsters?
So are white people now.
Well, nowadays, sure.
dude, white mice aren't white. You know
All
that,
like
right?
are white.
They're
I paid a
they're
lot of money for
Nubians.
that.
They're actually from Africa. It's hilariously enough, the dark-skinned rodents are from Europe and actually ran Europe for many years. That's why it's called the Dark Ages.
I suspected.
Well, still do. Look at Germany.
Yeah. Look at Germany.
Yeah, the Black Forest. I mean, my God.
Why do you think it's called the Black Forest? Clear as crystal. Read.
No, I just can't support, you know, white supremacy, be it in hamsters, be it in dogs, be it in gophers, you know.
I love that breakthrough, though. We talk to whales now. We talk to dolphins. We talk to...
Yeah, but they're sleazy, though.
I know. Well, half of them are rapists. That's very true.
Dolphins are horny, so horny. It's like I had a couple in my my program, you know.
Sex
and
offending
they-
program, right?
Yeah. Sex and Love Anonymous. And I mean, these guys can't put 3-4 days together clean without, you know, just doing perversion. Like, it's wild. They don't care who they do it with. Like, and I think it's gotten worse, you know, ever since the Penguins started selling the meth.
Yeah, definitely. No, No, I got literally, I got Delphine Dick on my phone right now. I just keep getting images. You know,
Yeah,
it's bailing cock, bailing cock, bailing cock. It's just, it's really getting out of control.
It's hypnotic, really. I mean, but here's the thing, like, we wanted to know more about the animals. We wanted to talk to the animals, and now we are, and we're learning that they're a lot like us. They like rape, they like meth, they're racist.
They're into tight jeans.
They're into, well, dolphin genes are problematic because it's hard for them to rape.
No thumbs, yeah, true. Yeah, true.
They don't like them, but
Well, that's what they say in court. If you were wearing jeans, there's no way you could have been raped by a dolphin.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, honestly, the stories of dolphin, they've figured that out. Like, it's all just, it's like a legal loophole they figured out, and they're just working the system.
I wonder what's going to happen, like blowhole versus glory hole. That this is a debate we could have, I think, at a later time. But like, they're both like very attractive, so we could work on that. But yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. Like, I think it just allows us to accept that sooner or later, you know, they will become our AI enhanced overlords, and good for that. I think, you know, just from a financial perspective.
I mean, have any of you sick fucks seen any of this VR dolphin porn? I mean, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. Like, I might be going even too far.
But it's amazing that it's all on X. I mean, literally everything you could ever.
Man.
I mean, it's kind of a little straight. I mean, because they don't have thumbs.
That's normal. That's part of this. This is what I'm talking about. One finance, one company. Like, that's totally valid.
One Reich, one Fuhrer. My heart goes out to you.
Right. Well, there's a board, so it's not a Fuhrer, but there is a board of directors.
Right, a leader.
Well, the shareholders. I think that the world is going to be run for the stakeholders, and you know, the stakeholders are, well, who they've always been, but you know, it's worked great so far. Here we are. So
I mean, yeah, for sure. Don't you think it was a little too much for them to rename the Surgeon General as the Übergruppenführer? That was a little bit too much for me. I was like, that's wrong.
yeah, but he is an Übergruppenführer.
I mean, yeah, that's true, but it just seems kind of, I don't know what it is.
I mean, he did the song and everything with the dance beat. I am the. I can't do it. I can't do that.
Yeah, I know.
I want that uniform's going to get me a lot of quadrants, dude. When he gets shot, like,
Oh, if you get it with the blood on it and everything?
I mean, I really think that once we switch to just executing people once their terms are up, that just made it so much cleaner, because there's very little overlap, and the politics just got much more straightforward. Like, okay, your term is up, kablam, and then, you know, and then I have something to sell on, you know, on the marketplace. That's really all you could possibly want.
I received a phone call in 2028 that wasn't a spam call, and I was blown away.
No way.
I mean, like literally 5 times, 12 times, 15 times a day, I pick up my phone and I yell into it, "You suck, you're a horrible person, why you keep calling me?" And this time,
Who was it?
I don't know. I yelled at them and they hung up and they never called back. But I'm pretty sure it wasn't a spam call, and I know they knew it was me because I do that.
Well, I mean, you're still using a handset. You don't have the little.
Yeah.
No. It was the beneath the ball sack.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
do you see a large bulbous computer thing wrapping around the back of his head?
No, it's around. It's literally it's on the cockpit beneath the ball sack.
Yeah, it's a little RFID like chip, and you can put it wherever you want.
Oh, those
You
things.
got the pitcher special. I like that. That's very major league. The major league, they call that. Yeah, I've heard about that. I can't do that because I work in finance, so like my dick is out all the time, and people will see it, and it just kind of looks weird. But I get it. Yeah, that's cool. For the sake of everybody that matters, Like, we really need to think about that. Yeah.
I mean, I know that I personally think about the new Elon Musk clone, because it really, really, really just lights you on fire. I mean, literally, you put it on and you catch on fire, you burst into flames, and they can't put you out because it's lithium.
Not happy. Too many fingers.
Not true.
They never get the fingers right.
Not true.
It's weird.
Also, if it's a clone, why do they all have the same mutilated penis from the enhancement operation? It doesn't make sense.
I think it's just a subtle way to get it. Look, I love my virtual penis. It's almost as good as the real thing, except that now when I pee, it just goes everywhere. But
And your virtual mom loves my penis.
I never should have. I never should have. The thing is, it's cheaper to just download it into my chip, but now it's just like high school all over again. It's just, where are you going? Why do you look like that? I don't like her. It's just, it never stops.
Stuff.
Ben, is there anything that you add?
You know what really messed me up this year was Kanye West's surprise conversion to Judaism.
Oh, yeah. I know. No, Kanye West's conversion to Judaism was amazing.
I mean, I did not. That was genius. People say he's a genius. I didn't believe them. And then he converted to Judaism, and I was like, damn, that's smart.
It turns out that we told him that he can, basically keep all his money, and he was like, oh, well, I'm down with that. There's no tithing or anything like that. And he was like, oh, well, So it was really, it took decades, honestly. We've been working on him since he was very small.
And the pay-per-view circumcision, I totally loved.
Oh, that was hot, dude. That was hot.
With a scimitar. That's cinematic. I mean, really.
I mean, that's Old Testament,
Yeah.
Like, I just read from the New Testament, no Jews in there.
No,
except for
no,
Jesus.
yeah.
But,
Well, I mean,
and the apostles and Jesus' mother and his father and then the people that killed Jesus, actually Romans, not Jews. Go figure.
I might point out to you that under one religion, similar to one finance and one government, none of that matters. All of these sectarian differences disappear. That's the beauty of it. The trick is you just have to have a very small, effective citizenship, right? And when you've got billions of people and they can have all these opinions, then you get chaos. But when you narrow it down to like a million or a few 100,000, it's so much smoother.
Or just like one guy. If one guy can make all, you know what is the best form of government? The best is when one guy with no input whatsoever makes all the important decisions. And he really gets things. It's time someone got things done around here.
Right, like an Uber group in Führer.